Aum. Aum. Woke. What's up, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live special woke metal edition. I am your host, Jeff DeWitt. Apologies for the delay. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I meditated extra hard. I reached out into the universe and reached deep into my backpack, pulled out some duct tape, put it back on top, put some more on top of the stream, and we are good to go. Hope everyone's doing well. What's up? What's up, chat? Hi, Woke Lauren. Hello Gula. Hello Asuka. Yeah, so slightly different setup, just as a heads up. If you see anything a little funny, this is why. So I have, I am capturing the Discord chat from inside the window itself, so you guys can use the custom emojis we've put in there. So I'd like to see lots of woke emojis, woke metal emojis that I put in there for tonight. So let's see plenty of those throughout. If this is your first time watching, I guess I should start from the beginning. This is VKH Live. It is a live stream show. It's hosted by VKH Press. Our main website is vkh-press.com. We do news and reviews and all kinds of other content for J-Rock and v-kei music. But we also do this live stream, and we like to do this, bring in the community, and we get together every now and then, and by every now and then I mean every Saturday at 8 p.m. But then we also do all kinds of fun bonus streams like this one. So if you like this and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. You can also show up every Saturday at 8 p.m. If you want to see like the more random bonus ones that happen, I would definitely recommend following us on Twitter or Facebook to guarantee you get notifications, because God knows YouTube is not woke with their notifications anymore these days. In terms of chat, to your right of me, that is the YouTube live chat. Feel free to leave any comments and reactions and whatnot in that. If you would like to use all kinds of special emojis like the woke emojis that are showing up directly below me, you can go to our Discord. It's called VKH Underground. The link is in the description of this stream. And while you're at it, you could also stick around, look around. We built it so that mutual fans of different J-Rock and v-kei bands can meet up and talk about any topic they want, any band they want. We have all kinds of channels in there, all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah. So this is a very special stream. This is a listening party and a live reaction to the Insulated World by DIR. And I'm very excited. I have not heard the album. I've heard the album preview. I'll talk a little bit about what I'm expecting and thinking about moving forward, expecting from the album, I guess. Very interesting stream for me tonight. But first, this is going to be a listen-along stream if this is like your first time. Basically, what we do here with these listening parties is we do listen to the album together, but out of respect to the artist and to abide by YouTube's copyright laws, we don't play the actual album on the stream. If you go to our website, we have a article for this stream. We have some links there that just are a shortcut to Apple Music and Spotify. The Insulated World is on Apple Music and Spotify. That's I would say that's the easiest way to get a hold of it. You are going to want that. We're going to start and stop. I've got the player up in the top left, to the left of me. And then in case you're wondering what the other box is, if you've never seen this before, we are still currently a volunteer run operation. We do appreciate any support that we are given. So we've kind of enabled a little bit of a super chat function if you would feel so inclined to show your support for the show, or if you just want to raise a topic and force me to address it. Like if I say I don't like a song and then you just want to make me say that I like that song, you can also do that. Totally optional. Honestly, at this point, just bring it up to show the cool GIF that I do every week, which hopefully will be showing up in any moment. If it doesn't, I will be very sad. Very, very sad. So, I think we have we have enough to go ahead and get going. I guess I can kind of start with I think I'll talk about some of the things I've said in terms of what I'm expecting on this album from past shows. So the last DIR and Grey stream, if you'll remember, did it not? It looks like it didn't show up, did it? Oh no. Let me try and kick it. Let me kick the alert box real quick. Hold on. Let me see if that fixed it. I'm all out of duct tape, so hopefully we'll fix it. Let's see how that did that fix it? Yes, it did. Okay, so yes, there's my GIF. I'm so happy to show off my creepy GIFs. Okay. Yeah, so on the last DIR and Grey stream we did, the album preview had not dropped yet. We had different people giving different impressions and predictions. I had said I was very iffy about the album because it's stitching together these last two singles and then this PV track, Ranunculus. They're all very kind of different. Not all that related. Wasn't really big on Ningen wo Kaburu. It just didn't fit right. I think what I usually say is it felt like they were trying to fit an avant-garde metal song into a new metal track, song structure, and it just kind of jumbled up on itself. That's me personally. Winona was suspecting it would be a bit of a career recap album, and Shane was definitely anticipating it was going to be a solid step forward, so we were all pretty split. And the album has come out. I had withheld from listening to it beyond the preview. I will say it sounds like Winona was fairly spot on. I don't know if you guys can let me know. It seems like it was it sounds sort of like a career recap from what I was hearing from the song samples. At least they're revisiting different sounds that I've heard them kind of make in the past. Maybe it's kind of in a different way. Anyhow, regardless of my impression here, I definitely whatever my reaction is tonight, I definitely want to plug Shane's review, our fellow VKH reviewer Shane. He reviewed Ningen wo Kaburu, and the link to his review is in the description. It's the top one. Definitely recommend you check it out. We are very, very diverse group of intellectuals here at VKH. No, I'm just kidding. If I ever say that seriously, someone just reached through the internet and just slammed my head down. But no, he definitely has his own thoughts, and I'm sure I will have my own thoughts, and feel free to compare notes, compare and contrast, and all that stuff. So if you're wondering what all of the wokeness is, by the way, I hope everybody, I hope you all read The Secret by Rhonda Burns. I hope you meditated at least 5 hours today. I have my herbal healing drink here to get me in the proper mood to receive the secrets of the universe. But if you're wondering what all the little jokes and goofs were about that, Winona and I were kind of talking, and maybe I can just kind of make a bet with chat, in terms of how true this becomes, or you guys, a lot of you kind of know already if you've already heard the album. I've had this growing concern for years, and it's taken years, thankfully, to get to this point, but I was a little, Visual Kei's always had this like wonderful little niche of music that, was kind of spearheaded and pioneered by DIR in a lot of ways, but it's basically the avant-garde metal is what it's, become known as, what we refer to it as at least. And it's been around for a while, and my concern was that with, the latest PVs from DIR, but also from various trials and flops and things like that from other bands trying to follow in DIR's footsteps. I'm a little curious about whether avant-garde metal has jumped the shark and kind of turned into woke metal, which is sort of like how I would describe, like it's just kind of cringily avant-garde at this point, avant-garde for the sake of being avant-garde, like just really getting out there and just being like, you get it, it's art, like that kind of a thing. And we've seen, I kind of have that like grudge with progressive metal in the West in general, and avant-garde metal is kind of like a subsection of that. I hear certain bands and the way they're described and the way they play their music, it's like they're very woke with the kind of progressive way that they've taken their music, it's like it's layers, man. Like it takes layers. You have to understand, you have to listen, there's depth, and then you listen to it and you're just like, I'm not following, I don't see the point of this, why is it so crazy, that kind of a thing. So I've kind of been like anxiously like watching that trend in other rock and metal scenes, and kind of wondering like is it ever gonna hit Visual Kei, our little avant-garde niche, outside of like indie bands trying things that don't work out and stuff like that. There's no getting around that. But and then when the DIR album cover came out, I was like, oh, it's just like, it's too good. Like I can't, even if it's not true, even if it's like a great, it's a solid album and everything, and it's not old news or whatever. I couldn't help myself. Especially after Shinya put out a selfie where he had the album's eyes over his eyes, and all that great stuff. So appreciate you guys playing along, allowing me my little meme, my little fun. But we'll see. I think there's a lot more writing on this album than people will give it credit, are paying attention to on average, I would say. There's a lot of, I think DIR's at a few different crossroads, This is kind of like the second album, I think, where they're really like hitting their stride as almost like a metal supergroup at this point, where the release windows between albums are getting longer and longer, to the point where it's kind of more like a Western band. And part of that reason is because the members are kind of all, starting their own projects. Suke Kyo, which is Kyo's side project, is like, it's pretty woke, but like it's kind of fits a lot of what I was describing. But it's either like what I just described with the woke metal, or it's like super on point, like really gorgeous music. So it's one or the other. Like it's definitely wildly experimental. It clearly influenced RK, their last album, but in a good way. I reviewed that one. I loved that album personally. So that's just one example of, the vocalist already has, a very successful solo project in full swing. We've also got Decays and Seraph, and, all these other ones I can get into later if we want. so they're kind of starting that new shift into like they're like a mega band now, and can they come back together, in a way where it's basically they separate, they go their own ways to a degree, like kind of like Lark and CL in a certain way, and then can they come back together and make a cohesive album, tour, have a solid tour. There's a lot of people that make the case that Lark and CL's music suffered when they first started doing that. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the heavy music, including the little avant-garde niche, has really morphed and evolved and expanded over the years, obviously. But Duran Gray's sound is kind of, whether or not, and may not have realized because of how many bands have disbanded pursuing a sound similar to Duran Gray's, but it really is its own subgenre, subculture, sub-sound, however you want to call it at this point. And we're finally getting bands with each disbandment, with each attempt to put their own spin on it, and like we lost Ligro earlier in the year. That one was pretty rough. They were very Duran Gray inspired. They were open about that, but they had a great unique take on it. We're finally starting to get bands that are really nailing this sound down, and one of them I would say is getting the sound down and putting their own style on it. One of them I would say is Dimlim. I think Dimlim's the first case in a while of like one of these bands inspired in general by by the kind of music that Duran Gray's been pursuing, founded by a member who's no longer with them, who was pursuing the same sound at the same time as Duran Gray, as the drummer of DID, way back when, before Duran Gray even dropped Arche. And they have survived multiple lost band members. They've survived the obvious identity crisis that goes with that. They've survived losing their founding member. They've survived everything that would have killed another. We've kind of seen that proven, and as like, oh God, it's possible. And seeing from what I saw the success of Che Doara, it's there's now room for bands to kind of, I don't want to say come for the crown, but Dimlim's first full album was not perfect, but that was a statement in my eyes. That was a goddamn statement of intent, it will be curious to see if it turns into a similar situation where, as the Gazette, where a lot of bands try to are happy to be inspired by the Gazette, but it's the Gazette kind of is pretty good about staying on top of their own sound, or if Duran Gray just moves around so much that it's like it doesn't matter at this point. That's always a totally valid point in Visual Kei in general, or if they're stumbling a little bit, and I bring it up. I don't try to pit bands against each other, but I do read YouTube comments. I do read, the general fan conversations online, kind of see where people are drifting and things like that. So lots of questions, conversations that are going to be had about, any Duran Gray album, but especially this one, in my opinion. So with all of that out of the way, we can go ahead and just start getting into the album, I believe. What's chat saying? What are we seeing in chat? Galaxy Eyes, Galaxy Brain. I'm glad you guys like the emoji. Thank you. Everyone memed Shinya when he used to be the go-to, hey, look at this hot chick picture that you'd show your straight male friends back in the day. Oh God, oh boy. He said it was a trap meme. Is that what you're saying? Oh boy, we don't need any of that. If one of these ever goes viral on the danker part of the internet, I really don't want to have this chat flooded with the trap question over and over again. So, wrench wench is just brace for impact for that day, because it'll come at some point. So, but yeah. So with all that out of the way, let's jump right into this. Let me see if I've got the audio working for me finally here. I was having issues before. Okay. Yeah, more technical difficulties, very unfortunate as usual. I may have to just go wired for this. This is why I have backups on backups on backups. Give me 1 second, guys. If I rage too hard, I may yank out of the microphone. Let's see if that goes through. All right, there we go. Perfect. More technical difficulties, just another day in the life of Jeff. Listen, I said in the Discord, but I'm about to start striking back at this tech. I'm going to be calling out some garbage tier tech. Maybe we will have a segment perhaps. Let's see, just make sure. Okay, cool. I always like to double check just to make sure the audio is not coming through the stream, because we definitely don't want that. So, yes, perhaps a rant stream, Gula. Perhaps a rant stream. A rant stream of me making excuses for why my streams break down. Everybody wants that, I'm sure. I don't know. Okay. All right, so is everybody ready to go? We're going to start right off the bat with the first track. Gula, get your... I'll have to remind me to make grading emojis for you, but you're going to want to have your chart ready for this. There's going to be a little bit of Japanese pronunciation on my end to grade. So... First track, speaking of, is called Keibetsu to Hajimari. And, yeah. You guys ready? Is ready to go on a journey? Receive the message of the woke metal universe. Open up your eyes, your third eye, your hearts, your mind. Become one with the universe. Keibetsu to Hajimari. And I'm gonna start each one with a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play, and pressing play as I say play. So 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so it's got that like kind of full muted production sound on the guitar. Like it sounds full, but it also sounds a little muted. I noticed it in Ninga wo Kabaru. And yeah, and wow, he's really going into it vocally. It's always interesting to hear a release post Dump Spiro Sparrow from Duran Gray these days, because you're never sure exactly where Kyo's going to land with his vocals, given like his challenges in the past. Doing a bit of a, dare I drop the Korn reference, the Korn comparison. Definitely have a bit of a bouncing rhythm there for a bit before going right back into a pounding beat. Interesting. The high pitched sound is or the high pitched vocals. He really figured out the right placing for that, I would say. That's an example of woke metal that could have gotten really cringy if they didn't, if it wasn't Duran Gray, for example. It's just like those high vocals. I know it's in Udafumi. All right, this is interesting. Definitely a lot going on. Yeah, 1 second it's like it's ridiculously complex, and then the next second it's back to like a old school, not old school, but like a good old, familiar kind of a hook or riff. Yeah, I like how they paired that, or how he paired the. It's like a small comment, but I do like how he paired, the high, like, what do you call it, wailing clean vocals with the screams. It's a nice touch. Oh God, that was fast. Oh, whoa. Okay, let me pause. Oh man, that one flew by, man. That was interesting. That was very different from RK. I'll just start with that. Axe the Great says, absolutely love this as a first song. Such a hype way to open an album. Yes, yeah, I agree. It's pretty solid. Yeah, I'm curious about. I mean, I'll reserve judgment, until as I listen through the rest of the tracks. The production sound on the guitars, I'm trying to figure out if it's my thing or not. It's kind of the same. It's like a muted distortion almost that was on the on Ningen wo Kaboru. They made it work pretty well there. In this track, I mean. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes for the rest of it. I just know you got to be careful with that kind of a muted sound because it can make a lot of things run together. We'll see. Okay. So next track is Devote My Life. No pronunciation grading required. And we will start that in 3, 2, 1, start. All right. Okay. Like that bass riff with the. I don't know if I should just keep waiting for the drumming to kick into full gear, if this is it. They're really just man, they're dragging that out. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, man, as usual, it's very lot to follow, lot to keep track of, but not too dense. I mentioned Dimlim. That's one thing Duran Gray has on Dimlim and Spades right now is they've been around so long. They know how to do this crazy stuff without making the album sound too dense, too hard to get through. Newer bands still learning how to do that. But it's really interesting. It's a little interesting catch-22 there, or a you expect the drumming to kick into something harder. So this is just the track that just like gets you on the edge of your seat, all uncomfortable and curious and anxious at the same time, right? Oh, that's interesting. A little bit of subtle and industrial, I guess we call it, electronic effects in the background. And he's going, to his credit, man, Kyo's going all the way in. With the screaming, it seems like. All right, this is it's definitely a weird album, like in terms of the way it's starting off. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like the first one like was like a hype builder, and then the second one is like sustaining the hype. And now we're going into the third track, and I'm just gonna, without saying too much, I'm just gonna like hop into this so I don't lose the experience. So this is Ningen wo Kaburu. So interesting choice. 3, 2, 1, play. So we've just had like a really, like a banger kind of hype builder, and now we've got, and then we had a just like a drawn out kind of get you fucked up, get you kind of interested, hooked even more, and now we're going into Ningen wo Kaburu. For better or for worse. I will say, like, watching the PV makes this, while listening to this song, makes the song like 10 times more engaging. Like, the PV paired really well with the song. Okay, so they mixed up they mixed up a little bit of the track that's different from the single, the rough vocals. If I remember correctly. I don't think Dur and Gray tells you in their titles if they do album versions of their previous single songs. Do they? I don't think so. Oh, interesting. So this is the full, yeah, they're doing a full thing. This was not in the single. This is the full uncut song. Yeah, so here's what's so frustrating about this song is and I'm listening for any changes that they've added in, but the chorus is amazing. Everything else was very pushed together. Let's see if there's any changes here. No, okay, right back into the chorus. It really just is the structure of the song, and it was kind of a letdown because we got the preview of the PV and it was the chorus, and it was like, oh, this is solid, and then the verses, they felt very rushed. I mean, I definitely still listen to the song. Usually, honestly, I when I'm listening to it, it's usually when I'm watching the PV, because I like the PV. It's cool, eye candy and stuff. Hence my choice of GIF. Yeah, but I would say if you're like me in that. Okay, here's something. Yeah, they're mixing up the screams in the chanting part a little bit. So that's good. I think I like it better than the single version. It'll take a small change, but a change nonetheless. So I guess that is that's the set piece song, so to speak, that got set up by the first two. Maybe not. I'll let it play after I pause really quick, just to sync up, just to be safe. But yeah, it's if you're like me in that you were a little not super into Ningyo Kaburu, it's maybe like a little anticlimactic for you at this point in the album. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. I'll check chat. Let's just jump right into this next one, see how this all stitches together. So we've just finished Ningyo Kaburu, and we're going into Celebrate Empty Howls, which I like that song name. So 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, more of that weird trance-likeness that I forgot to mention. It's like I get vibes from RK. The just being like off, but not necessarily excessively crazy. It's just off. Although this is pretty crazy. That's what's different this time. RK was just like off, kind of spooky, kind of weird. Some of the songs. This is like they've put in all the crazy back in. So that's interesting. Oh, interesting. Interesting backing effects. Well, electronic effects, I guess. Gula says this song grew on me and it's not one of my favorites. Lauren says it's super creepy. It's why I like it. Interesting. Oh boy. Oh, listen to those cleans. I like that. I like that a lot. Interesting. Very interesting. I've never wanted to have repeat listening parties, but I can already tell this is going to require multiple listens to really, really get my head around. First impression, though, this is like the first track on the album I'm super vibing with. And also the first track out, is pretty solid on as well. But it was kind of more of the same to me to a certain degree. This is very interesting. This is what I like out of German Grey. It's something I've never quite heard before. And they're they have to balance between that and getting hyper woke, I guess. Is that's the tightrope they've chosen to walk. Oh, man. This is a lot right here. What was a good way to end it? Yeah, it's very... I mean, the tracks are pretty solid, all things considered. I mean, the new tracks... it's just very disjointed, to me, it seems so far. And then you get into the discussion of well, maybe it was intentionally disjointed. Maybe you were meant to be thrown off guard. And that's when they go, stop. We're getting too woke. We're getting into woke territory. Be careful. But we're gonna jump into Utafumi here, which I quite enjoyed when it came out. I wasn't into it at first, and then like I listened to it a few times, and I was like, I'm vibing with this, and that's, you know, I liked some of the new things they threw in there. So we will get into Utafumi in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so they've redone a bit of this, I think. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. I approve of this song. Oh, I don't know. I didn't quite hit that high note that time, though. I shouldn't be too picky, but I am comparing it against an older version that I did enjoy a lot. I guess I should. Yeah, I heard that in the preview. They little small changes to the singles. Adding more rough vocals or changing up rough vocals so far, along with the production. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about his singing style for this version. It's a similar thing that was bugging me with Ningen wo Kaboru. It may just not be my style. There's something about the futuristic vibe, I guess, with the distortion on the guitars, or the almost the. I know there was distortion on Kyo's voice as well during Ningen wo Kaboru. In certain parts that Winona and I had talked about was seemed a little unnecessary. I'll figure out how to describe this. Don't worry. Something's a little off with the a little off from how I prefer it, at least personally. In terms of like some of the sounds of the like either the production or the distortion that's been layered on. Okay, let me pause it there real quick. Yeah, so it's something's a little, and I remember like having. I remember actually noticing, I was like, man, if I like really made an effort, like got like really nice headphones and did some little playing around with my audio and stuff like that, like, you know, I for Ningen wo Kaboru, it was like, I remember telling Winona, I was like, okay, yeah, now I've got it to where it's very crystal, you know, it's pretty solid and clean, but it's like still, even like on average, it's very almost like a muddy sound to the production. And you know, the entire album's like that, so I'm assuming that's what they're going for. I'm just not sure it's an improvement. But we'll see. Usually, like if you do something like that, you're going to capitalize on it to a certain degree. I think that's what's throwing me off, is that it's like the rest of the album is still very Duran Gray, like with like the metal side of the avant-garde metal and things like that. But it's got like a distortion on it, like you would expect from Korn. You know, as old as that comparison is, as outdated as that comparison is. This is what Korn, you know, was sounding like with the distortion on their guitars during what was the name of it? it was the album after the Paradigm Shift. But even during the Paradigm Shift, that was when it was the heaviest they were playing with electronic music. But like songs like Hater and Spike in My Veins and stuff like that, it had a very distorted effect, but there was not a lot of wild, crazy shit going on. It was more about the mood of the song. So During Gray's kind of trying to do the wild, crazy shit with like this distortion going on while trying to reinforce the mood of the song. So interesting. But we'll see. All right. Next song is called it's called Rubbish Heap. I approve of the song names 1,000%. So 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, I like this. See, this is what I was hoping for. Like play with it. Play with this. Okay. Okay. That was a nice. That was a cool way to start the song. Immediately addressed my criticism that I'd had of the past songs. It's kind of funny. They named a song after me. Gula, you are not a rubbish heap. You are a blessings heap. Don't you let anyone else tell you otherwise. Bless. So you sing screaming there? Ooh, ooh. Oh my. Oh yeah. See, like do stuff like this, man. Like this is like what this kind of distortion's meant for. Or what? Yeah. All right, yeah. I approve. Oh. And with the different kind of distortion on the guitar solo, but it stands out really well. That's good. Asuka says that weird wee is a little funny. I thought him singing and screaming in his creepiest scream voice possible. It's not like nobody's ever scream sang before, but picked the weirdest, like, haggiest voice to scream sing in earlier. People in chat saying it's a mosh song. I can see that for sure. It's kind of hard though, because it's like you just get so lost in some of these that it's like it's kind of hard to tell if I would like mosh to it. You know, what's also interesting is that like, you know, I just remembered. You know, I was going to. Oh man! Oh man! So I was going to pull up the Insulated World in Apple Music to get like the link to embed it in our article, to embed the album, and there were two versions that were coming up. It was the same album. I checked, played the songs and stuff like that. It was the same album, but for some reason, I guess maybe just on their side, I don't know if it shows up for you guys on your app, but there was two Insulated Worlds, and one was under some sort of metal, I think like just metal or heavy metal, and the other one was under rock. and now this is like coming back to me, and I'm like, Oh man, are we back to rock, like experimental rock to a certain degree? Because that's another thing that's throwing me off, is that it's like I'm not like ready to mosh, open up the pit, headbanging to death, like that kind of a thing. I'm just kind of lost in it and kind of grooving. Grooving's more of like a rock thing. Um, is this woke? Is the question not even woke metal at this point? Is this a little different? Little different? Is it just like rock's really experimental and like kind of hardcore at this point? I don't know. It's interesting. There is two, and oddly enough, the rock one is $15.99, and the one that's metal is $11.99. Okay, yeah, that's really weird. But I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's a mistake, because we see those with Japanese artists all the time, like the double posting like that. Maybe one of them's supposed to be a limited edition or something, and all the tracks haven't gone through, or they're only available on iTunes. Well, I don't know. I didn't actually check it on iTunes. I only saw it on Apple Music. Anyway, yeah, a lot of questions. It's like by comparison, right? Like Dimlim's album, it does like a lot of wild, crazy shit, but you to headbang, to mosh, like it is very clear about like it is metal fucking core. It's something core to some degree throughout the entire album. Now the trade-off for that is that because they're going that intense and doing that many experimental things, the album's hella dense to get into in the beginning. So like it took me like forever to be like, oh god, I'm gonna have to just dive into this and like really just like get through some of this until I like get used to it. But so Dorian Gray doesn't have the problem here, obviously. Like we slid right into this, but it's I don't know. I guess that's the trade-off. It's a little lighter. It's a little more of a groove. Yeah, interesting. I'll set on my thoughts for another track or two. So let's keep going. So the next track, let me play this out. Set this up. Next track is Aka. So we will start that in 3, 2, 1. Well, wait, let me check chat real quick. Sorry, saw some coming in. I enjoyed Celebrate House a lot. Keibetsu to Hajimari too. Yeah, definitely enjoyed them. It's just everything gets confusing when you look at it in the context of the album for me personally, which would not be the first Dorian Gray album where the individual songs I was down with, but then like all together as an album it was just not jiving for me. Dumb Spiro Sparrow. Excuse me. I had a dumb Spiro Sparrow in my throat. So, okay. We are now playing Aka in 3, 2, 1, go. Interesting. Oh, a very late welcome to Kimiko, by the way. Glad you're home from work. You're on non-sucky Wi-Fi now. It's very pretty so far. Yeah, the plucked echoing guitar notes, it's very nice. It's very it's like an inverse of what they normally do. They normally play these for creepiness factor. Oof. They're killing it if this is the chorus. Yes, it is the chorus. It's a very unique tempo for this kind of a song. Yeah, like Asuka's described it as first slow-ish song so far. It's kind of like, you know, stumbles along a little bit. Not stumbles, but like shambles along like intentionally. It's interesting. It definitely like keeps your attention because it's not too slow that you're just like, chill, but then it's not another heavy song. So I apologize for the flickering of the Discord. Let's see. Maybe if I get it a little more woke, it'll stop. Oh, thank you, Gula. Gula applying emergency wokeness to the Discord chat. It has a ring of familiarity in its melodies. Yeah, I could see that. It's not this again. We've been torturing Kimiko with all the woke emojis. It's art, Kimiko. Get woke. Yeah, that was nice. It's just everything is. It's just a lot. There's just a lot going on in this album. I would just say if I had to give a critique, it's very. I don't know. It feels very disjointed. It's very ambitious. I don't want to like attribute to my personal preference something that I think is a fault, but I think there's a big. I think it's very difficult what they're doing because they're trying to find something basically in between that's not quite as far out there as Arcade, but is not quite as heavy or raw. There's a word I was looking for. Raw as like their past music had been. So they're kind of in this weird in between spot. So I think they're making the best of it. I don't know if they needed to really do this, but then again, it is ambitious. It's just to me like looking at that like that kind of a specific sound, it's like, oh man, how much can you even like get out of like that specific like target? Like you gonna get enough gold out of it, but they're the musicians, not me. So so far so pretty interesting. All right, next song is Values of Madness, and we will start that in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Oh, see, I like this distortion though. This is a nice distortion. It's interesting. So if you lean into it, okay. Very rocking song, by the way. Of course, with crazy ass death growls. You know, it's a little not quite rock. What? Oh no. Oh no. What is this? Oh. Oh. Oh God. Oh. Did they just try to be Faith No More and now they're trying to be Lunacy in the chorus? What just happened here? Oh, I'm not vibing with this. Yeah, all set against a Korn vibes backdrop. Guys, we gotta meditate. We gotta get more woke, man. Quick. The inner power of your subconscious mind has the potential to understand what the fuck is going on in this song. Very, very weird. I'm not sure how I feel about this at all. Lauren says, I guess I'm not woke enough. Yeah, I guess not. Did you buy enough healing crystals today, Lauren? That may have been where you fucked up. You gotta get more healing crystals next time. Oh. Alright, I guess we're back to some sort of sanity here a little. It had so much potential too at the beginning. Okay. All right. I need a minute. I need a minute. Wow, that was, oh man. Okay, so remember the thing I was talking about where he jumps the shark and it gets cringe? That might have been exactly what I was talking about. Okay, alright. Much woke, very avant-garde, such metal, wow. Yeah, that poked me right in my third eye. Yeah, I see, like, that was, like, one of the things we were kind of, like, doing soft criticism of Ningen wo Kabaru in past streams and stuff, Winona and I, for, like, this pseudo scream rap, but it was pseudo scream rap, and, like, we were like, yeah, it didn't quite work for him, and we were, that's like what we felt like, that's all that needed to be said. It didn't quite work, but he didn't do it too much, but that was very overt. It very overtly did not work, not for me at least. No. Darren Gray's not Faith No More. Darren Gray's not, I don't know, Maximum the Hormone. Red Hot Chili Peppers. No. Sorry. Hard stop for me on that. It's gonna be a no from me, dog. Okay. All right. Well. With in spite of that, wouldn't be a DIR Gray album without some controversy, right, guys? Next track is Downfall. How far in on the album are we, by the way? Let's check and see. Where's my actual iTunes? Oh, good grief. Okay, apparently my iTunes doesn't want to show up. I have the little widget, but the iTunes itself does not want to show up. That's okay. It's not like I wrote an article with the track list on it or anything. Yeah. Honestly, just give me a minute, guys. That was a bit much. All right, we're just a little bit past halfway through. So, Downfall. All right, okay. Yeah, track 9 out of 13. All right, that was okay. All right, we're not gonna wuss out or anything like that. We're listening to the whole thing, so let's keep going. Let's press on. So we're coming in shell shocked from whatever the hell Values of Madness was. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. It sounds like a pretty straightforward DIR Gray track. Again, the guitars and everything give it a slightly lighter vibe, in spite of it being so hard. And Kyo sounds like he runs out of gas on vocals a little bit. That may just be intentional. Asuka says there's a riff that reminds him of CY Head by Kuroyome. I will have to check it out. It's something very alt-rocky. Or rocky, just rockish in general. Maybe it's me, but after a few listens, I don't really mind Values of Madness. Yeah, I mean, maybe after a few listens, I'll be... I don't know. I've seen rap metal done really well is the thing. And it wasn't quite it. So maybe I'm picky. That was a very high-pitched note. Nice. That was solid. All right, yeah, that was okay. It was a little little all over the place again. You know, it wasn't bad. It was pretty solid. I don't know. It's very yeah. I'm just a lot of things off. I feel like, you know, and I don't want to sound like I'm having certain expectations for what I want this band to sound like. In fact, it's the opposite. I like to hear something that I've never heard before. The problem is that, like, it hasn't been a case before where it's been something I've heard and I was like, no, not that. So now it's like, what do? Do you like let your brain do the instinctive thing and just be like, look for the Duran Gray parts, or you hold out and hope for something else? Because even in that track, I laughed at the squeaky pitch thing. I was worried about was a little too woke, little bit of cringe creeping in there. It's okay. All these are just entertainment. All these opinions are entertainment purposes only, by the way. Crazy Kyo at it again. Nice deep cut reference. Gula. Yeah, by the way, if you guys enjoy this stream, enjoy what we do at VKH, we do have a Patreon. We don't just ask for money for free. We will give you behind the scenes looks, and if you pay depending on the level you pay at, you could be like Gula and force me to play Yakuza 0 and show me all kinds of great inside jokes that strangely translate well over to v-kei and JRock on your own private stream. Or you could be like Kimiko and pick out like a bunch of artists to make me check out and write articles about too. So yeah, hence that reference. Advanced comments for Kigaku no Yoku. It sounds familiar, especially the intro and the riff right after. Also sounds like it could be a horror movie background music. Okay, I will. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Asuka. Take it easy. Let me check Streamlabs real quick. I just saw something come through. Oh goodness, there's been multiple things come through. Oh wow, okay, all from Justine. So sorry, Justine. Yeah. Wow. Okay, Justine donated $50. I can't watch now, but I hope the stream goes well, Jeff. Thank you. And then another 50. So 50, and then 15, and then another 15. Wow. Thank you very much, Justine. I appreciate you. I will keep a better eye on this on the Streamlabs. But my goodness, this I got thrown for a loop here. So, but yes, thank you very much. We appreciate the support. Okay, next track is Followers in. Oh, Shush, you love Yakuza 0 and you know it. Yes, I do. But I'm a workaholic, so you have to force me to play video games at this point, unless it's on Neo G, which I'm playing literally constantly. So, but that's on the phone. It's different. All right, Followers starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, that's a horror movie sound if I've ever heard one. That's the cellar door opening as the bodies get dragged down. Some interesting synth. My. I like the vibe. Yeah, I agree, Lauren. That was a very nice start. Very nice start to the song. Oh, oh, nice, nice vocals though, man. Very nice. I approve. I approve. I approve. Oh man. It's like if it was a, like a epic, gentle ballad, but being done from the context of a horror movie. So it's like rushed and frantic and kind of creepy and hollow. Oh, that's some nice guitar work there. Kyo said in an interview recently that he wrote this song for the few people out there who might understand him. Interesting. It's at a very irregular pace again. So he's a very irregular guy. You got to get on his frequency. Because he's been battling with a lot of self-deprecating thoughts, it seems. Well, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, to make the kind of music he's made, man, like, he probably battles with a lot of thoughts. Sad but intense at the same time. Yeah, I agree. I had the same impression when I had a similar feeling when I listened to Deux by the Gazette for the first time. It was like, oh, this is epic and, gorgeous, but it's so fast and intense. This is like that, but like for like slow and sad, but it's still like medium speed and like, engaging, like it's intense on it. I like it when these bands like mix it up like that. You'd think I wouldn't, like you'd think it'd be like irritating, but are we still in the same? Yeah, we're still in followers. Okay. Very, they went for it with the outro there. Yeah, that one's pretty good. That one's good. I like that. All over the place with this album, man. I don't know what to. I don't know what to tell you, man. There's stuff I was like, oh, that's really good, and then I'm wincing in like pleasure at some points, and then I'm just wincing and cringing in pain at other points, and then there's other points where I'm just squinting, like, I'm wrestling with this album, like, but yeah. All right, so next track is Kegaku no Yoku. Sorry. That's where I'm at, guys. I forgot to do this. Feel free to leave your thoughts in chat in a second. There's so many conflicting feelings, to be honest. so far. Just like just some hard pros, some hard cons. Yeah, overall, you know, I'm not entirely sure it's for me, the sound, but like the literal sound, like the literal production style they're using, it's not. It's pretty far from ear candy for me, for example. I guess is what I'm getting at, but what they're doing is very interesting, like in terms of song structures. So it's probably going to be something I'm going to listen through a few times, at the very least, while I'm doing work in the background, and you know, just kind of try and take it apart unconsciously over the next few days. B+ for Kegaku. Jeff, looks like you're passing today. Oh, good. Oh, good. Detention with Gula is scary. Okay. Kegaku no Yoku, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this feels pretty woke, guys. Open those third eyes. Let's go deep. No, honestly, like I think it's a cool sound, man. Interesting. I love it. The Discord's just all woke emojis. Oh, okay. Ooh. Ooh, what? Wow, okay, Jaren Gray. Someone teaching Kyo how to make some sludgy beats over there. Oh. Yeah, you have my full attention, sirs. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, yeah, that sludginess, man. It's like part sludge, part electric. Yeah, this song took like a hard right, or a hard right or a hard left straight into something dope. Wow. Yeah, this one's got me hooked. I think this is the first song that's really got me hooked. Yeah. I fuck with this. This is really good. Oh, man. You just feel it like unfurling in your ears. That's pretty dope. I'm really curious to see what the performance of this song will look like live. Yeah, it's probably gonna be nuts. If they can still keep it together live, I don't know. I wasn't super like feeling some of their tour performances I'd seen on recording the last couple of years, just in terms of how the instrumentation and the singing translated over. But we'll see. I mean, something like this is really hard to nail down live. Oh man. Oh, it's over. Yeah, I was down with that. Oh man. I believe that's what Asuka's comment was about. Advanced comments for Keigaku no Yoku. It sounds familiar, especially the intro and the riff right after. It also sounds like it could be a horror movie. Background music could go the movie like 28 Days Later. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was down with that, man. Like I fucked with that like in the way I fucked with like Bizarre by the Gazette, you know, for example. Like that, like it's that kind of like, yeah, you fucking went there. That's sick, you know, like I need more hard rock, heavy metal VK bands like playing with like really dark, dank themes and sludgy electronic beats and just general industrial vibes. Can we have an industrial K wave? Well, let's do an industrial K wave. How's that? We had the heavy K. Can we just like go into industrial K? We can do industrial rock. We can do industrial metal. We can have our 9 Inch Nails. We can have our Rammstein. Okay, let's go industrial for a little bit. That'll be pretty fun, especially with all the EDM experience everybody's racked up. Anyway, next track is Zetsuentai. Zetsuentai? Zetsuentai? I don't know. But okay, this one's gonna be a bit of a long one. Well, long for my ADHD ass. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, let's have our minds blown into the woketh dimension, not the fourth dimension, the woketh dimension. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I get a B- for that. I tried my best there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's like supposed to be a space in between that or not. Sometimes Apple Music just runs them all together. There's quite a build up here. Oh, wow. There's a lot of layering going on here, or a lot of layers to this song already. Kind of like that. It would be on arcade, but the tempo's a little fast. It's building towards something. It's really going a long way to get there. This is kind of starting to sum up the album for me, I think, to a degree. Just that it's a beautiful mess, you know? like everything on here sounds gorgeous independently, but like thrown together like this, feels very sloppy. You know, maybe that was intentional. Maybe that's our awakening tonight, is that was intentional. But it's definitely messy. It's pretty and messy. Interesting rough vocals there. It's fairly monotone for Kyo. Yeah, nasty screams. Yeah, it's definitely soothing, like Lauren said in chat. Kind of hypnotic in its own way, but it's like it's just kind of weird to like. It's hypnotic in the sense that you're lost, kind of trying to figure out what the hell is going on in this whole album, man. The whole album is like. It's such a mess, but I don't mean it in a bad way necessarily. Sometimes I do, but like, yeah, I don't know. This definitely, I can see why this is a long song, because it took a while, but I'm in now, so I'm feeling it. I like it. You got some violin work there in the background. Yeah, I'm definitely lured in now, or I'm definitely hooked in now. I'm not feeling that kind of a monotone like rough vocal from him. I will say that it kind of takes me out of it a little bit. Everything else is like really really well arranged. Yeah. Just kind of sucks out into itself at the end there. All right. Yeah, that was pretty intense. That was interesting. It's I'm not sure how I actually feel about that song because I definitely got hooked in. But at the same time, there's a lot of weird stuff going on, or just not a lot of weird stuff going on. A lot of things that felt off, a lot of things that felt sloppy or not quite on point. I think that song's a very good, like, it being a mess is the worst thing in the world at the same time. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. All right, so last track, Ranunculus. Ranunculus Durungulus. We are casting the spell. This is the final track. This is our final journey down the woke roller coaster that has been this very strange album that I don't really know how I feel about, but I'm intrigued. So let's just listen. Let's go through this last one because I've heard this one. I know it might set the mood, wrap things up a little bit, and we'll see how we all feel at the end. So 3, 2, 1, go. Falling down the woke rabbit hole. Yes. Alice in Wokerland. In Wokerland. Ugh. Sorry, that's the best I got. This album fried my brain. Son of a bitch. This thing fried my brain and my vape battery. Douchebag problems. No. Okay. Hold on. I'm listening, I promise. This is like restoring sanity to the whole process. Jeff, do you need a douchebag jar? Look, man, I'm not gonna... As a Vaprican American, like, there's certain kinds of stigmas and oppression that I'm never going to overcome. So I'm gonna play ball. I'm gonna play along, But I can't change who I am. And who I am is in desperate need of nicotine to focus, and also on a diet, so I can't really eat it. So. Kimiko's not buying that? Okay. I'll tell you what, Kimiko, I'll let you try my vape, and when you see how wired it gets you, and then you remember the crazy kind of schedule I'm on, it'll all make sense, and you'll know I'm not BSing. Promise. So what you are telling me is I'm giving you a douchebag shower when I see you. I don't know. I mean, sure, go for it. Vapes are not bad. Vapes are okay. It's okay to vape. Yeah, I agree with Lauren. Like, this is a really normal song compared to the rest of the album. You want me to put hot pink duct tape on my vape? All right. That is that. Of the jar. I see. I mean, you can give me the jar and I will, I'll just rename it to its proper name, which is the Times Jeff Was Right jar. That's the one I need. That's the one I need. You need to make that picture a reality. All right, and with that, I'll play out the last 2 seconds. Nothing there. Okay. That has been Dir Gray's latest album, The Insulated World. And my God, I don't know how else to describe the album besides it's a fucking mess. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It was, I mean, as far as I could tell, it was all over the place. It had some high points. It had some low points. The high points were they're either savage or gorgeous. The low points were never boring. So there's always that. They were never boring. But like the low points were usually kind of cringy. I would say big highlight of the album for me would probably be God damn it, I wish, like, see, this is what happens when you stream for long enough. Just everything starts like getting a little crappy. Okay. I would say my favorite is, I think my personal favorite is Keigaku no Yoku. And I think Values of Madness was like it's gonna be a no from me, dog. Other interesting, I think Zetsuentai is a good summary of the album itself, in that it is kind of a mess, kind of its own unique kind of train wreck, but it's very engrossing, and it's like a train wreck of beautiful things. Like if a I don't know. Like if two beautiful things collided. So, let's see. Yeah. And I like the slower songs better. Yeah, I mean, ironically enough, like they're getting better and better at the slower songs, and maybe kind of losing their touch on the crazier songs, the heavier songs. That's what I was kind of wondering, is if they were just going to be spinning their wheels with that kind of stuff. So, Keigaku no Yoku and Ningen wo Kaburu were the best in my opinion. I feel like if the rest of the album had kind of stuck to the theme of those two songs, it would have been like a lot more, like a lot easier to follow. You know, if they'd like really committed more to like the use of like the backing tracks and the backing sounds that they used in those two songs to certain degrees, especially in Keigaku no Yoku. I feel like having a more consistent theme would probably keep more people engaged. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are like, I don't know. Gula says, so I just found translated lyrics and what a time. Oh boy. Are we going to need to do like an after hours at some point? I'll probably get Winona on so we can just kind of ramble, because I mean I don't even know what to think fully about this. I'm doing my goddamn best right now to vocalize it. It's just there's so many things I have problems with, and there's so many things I'm like, that's really good, that's fine, and stuff like that. So yes. Okay, well, I can't do it tonight. I will shoot for tomorrow. The reason, I mean, I want to have Winona on if we're gonna do another During Gray. So yeah. So we can kind of talk about it together. I think the lyrics actually play into the mess that is the music, like a lot, but that's just me. I could be wrong. Okay, well, I'll check out the lyrics for sure. I mean, they did make a point of subtitling the Ranunculus PV, so yeah, maybe we'll have double after hours tomorrow, because I had another after hours that I was gonna try and do. So yeah, at any rate, yeah, that's been the listening party. This has been my live reaction, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out like exactly what the hell just happened. Like there's like a lot of stuff on here that like I'm that I was vibing with, and but like a lot of stuff that like really threw me off more than like I normally would expect from a During Gray album. Definitely some stuff that did not work. Not a lot, but there was some stuff there. There's definitely some stuff that like was like really solid, like really got me. Again, not a lot, but it's definitely there. And everything else is kind of in between for me. So it's probably a good thing I didn't review this album personally, because I do not have I am so swamped right now. I do not have the time to unpack this. I know Shane did like in my head and like get okay with it enough to like write the review. I know Shane did a great job with his review, and that it was very concise and like conveying some solid points and stuff like that. So definitely check out his review to get his perspective. Jeff's still getting over Values of Madness. Look, man, that was some cardinal sin shit right there. Like I don't know. Like if anything, I'm more biased towards During Gray than like against During Gray. So it's I'm not trying to be too harsh here or anything like that. It's very interesting. The real question's going to be, and I may delay the ranking releases stream that will of course be coming inevitably, maybe till the end of October, towards the end of October maybe. Seems kind of appropriate as Halloween approaches to do During Gray ranking releases, just to give everybody time to like listen to this a lot and just kind of figure out like process the album a lot more. And just kind of figure things out, because even Winona, like she was giving me her first impressions the other day, and she was quite conflicted as well. Kind of leaning more towards the I'm not sure I feel side is like what I was getting from her, and that's kind of a similar thing for me. But but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just very controversial. I think it's very very conflicting, the album itself and my feelings about it. Yeah, so with that, we will odd. Kimiko got it with the 3-letter word, odd. Nailed it, Kimiko. I think that's the best we're gonna get. So yeah, thanks for watching that, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna have a few streams, I believe, if I can pull them off, one right after the other, like I hope I can. So check the site or check our social media tomorrow for some stream announcements. Most of them are going to be related to AWA, Anime Week at Atlanta, catching up on some things. In terms of just doing some recap streams, I'm going to try and recap. What we're definitely going to do is have a general recap stream during our regular time slot with me and Winona. And we're just going to recap the entire event and talk about different things that we haven't already delved into detail on. Like, for example, Miyavi will probably give you like the clip notes of that, or maybe like some non-concert like things about that maybe Winona witnessed, like his signings and his panel and stuff like that. Since I already covered the actual concert with Delta and Suga, who were VKH Live viewers who were there. And saw him with me. So I covered that in a stream last weekend. But yeah, so we're going to cover some general stuff, and then depending on which streams I'm able to like fit in, I have a stream that I would like to do where I'm recapping the Rookies concert and the Spire concert. Probably put them together since they were one right after the other. Also want to do an after hours, I think, about the rave, the anime rave, which is like maybe 70% off topic, but let's just say there's a lot of headbanging at that rave, and it may have blown my mind away. It's worth talking about. It's been on my mind, and then we'll see about the after hours with more Durham Gray, or maybe we may need like an industry roundtable for this album. Honestly, like I may need to call Rubab or Lori and just be like, help, fam. I need an adult. Could someone talk to me about this? And get Winona and Shane if we can. I think more conversation could be had. So. Anyways, let me know if you would like to see more streams about this album, or like any other stream requests you guys have. Let me know. Patrons, if you guys have any stream requests whatsoever, please message me in the Patreon group that we have, and I will do what I can to accommodate you guys. First, but anybody else, like my door's always open, and if there's room, I will fit it in. All right, with all of that, thank you so much, guys, for coming and getting woke with me. We got a little woke. It got a little woke, I think. Hey, we kind of got we ascended a little bit to we it was all right. So. More gameplay. yes, we are. Yes, more gameplay. My most generous patrons are going to turn me into a gaming streamer. It's the most amusing plot twist of my 2018. All right, guys. Peace out, Girl Scout. Exactly. I'm gonna go just contemplate. Just understand what just hit my ears a little bit more. I'll catch you guys later. Stay woke, stay hype, stay hip, stay connected to the universe, and we'll do one inhale, exhale together.